Hi guys, Rex here. In this video, I will be showcasing the shooting range that will be launched with the patch 1.13 for Hunt Showdown. The shooting range was announced during the dev stream on the 30th of May and is currently live on test servers. I'll leave a link to the dev stream in the description in case you want to get all the juicy details, but without further ado, let's dive into it. The new shooting range takes place in the repurposed Fort Karmic, which is a location that you should be familiar with if you play the game. There are 5 main areas in the shooting range, each with their own purpose. The different areas of the shooting range are referred to as galleries by the developers, and I will cover each of them in this video. Before we dive into the range itself, I'd like to add that you can load into the range with any loadout you like from the menus. You can also choose to load in alone or with 1 or 2 friends. So here we are, the shooting range. I'll walk you through each area, starting with the short range gallery. This area contains a player area that is built up with tables, sandbags, and boxes. On the tables and boxes, you can find various shotguns. There are 2 ammo boxes on the left, a normal one, and a special ammo box. It is worth mentioning that all of the ammo boxes have infinite uses in the shooting range. You don't have to worry about spending ammo. In front of the weapon area, there are 5 dummies placed in a cluster. Before we move on to the next gallery, it is worth mentioning that there are relevant trait charms located on boxes in each gallery, which allows you to experiment further. In example, you can find traits like levering and fanning in between the short and medium range galleries, and scope traits in the long range gallery. Directly behind the short range gallery, you find the medium range gallery. Similar to the short range gallery, this area is also made up by sandbags, boxes, and tables containing weapons. Here you can find a variety of pistols on the left hand side, and on the right side you can find a Winfield and a Mosin Nagant automat. There are 5 dummies in this gallery, placed at various ranges. If we walk past the short range gallery up the stairs on the right, we get to the projectile penetration testing area. Similar to the first 2 galleries, you can find an area with boxes and tables containing weapons. Here you can find weapons such as the Nitro Express, the Mosin Nagant, and various pistols. There is also a smaller area at the back of the gallery where you can find a couple of scope weapons for practicing shots on dummies outside of the fort walls. The testing area has a total of 7 dummies placed behind various types of cover, which will allow you to try out the penetration power of the different ammo types. Moving on from the testing area, we get to the explosives gallery. This area has 3 different platforms, each containing boxes with various throwables. Amongst the items you can find here are different types of dynamites and explosives, poison bombs, fire bombs, concertina bombs, and more. This gallery contains a total of 5 dummies placed in a large cluster. The 5th and final gallery is located at the top of the fort itself. You can get there by taking the outside lift or climb the exterior or interior ladders. As you might expect, this is the long range area, and hence the items you find here are mainly sniper rifles. This location oversees pretty much the entire surrounding area, and there is a large amount of dummies scattered across the outskirts at various ranges. Now that we have covered the different galleries of the shooting range, let's dive into some of the mechanics that you can experiment with in the area. Let's start with the dummies. As you might have guessed, the dummies respawn when down, following a 3-second respawn timer. Each dummy has 150 health, resembling a regular hunter, and will also suffer from any status effects similar to regular hunters. A very useful mechanic in the shooting range is the floating damage indicator. Any damage you deal to dummies will be displayed in exact numbers. The damage numbers are displayed in white for impact damage and has various colors for damage dealt by status effects. Damage dealt to dummies by your teammates will display in blue. You can use Darksight to locate dummies resembling the special Darksight and Bounty Hunt or Quick Play mode, aka Soul Survivor mode as of patch 1.13. This special Darksight makes the dummies a lot easier to locate as they are scattered all over the location, both inside and outside of the fort walls. Another very useful mechanic of the shooting range is the rangefinder. Whilst in the shooting range, your regular ping marker will display the exact distance between the marker and your current location. This can, for example, be very useful for testing out damage drop-off over distance. It is worth mentioning that the ping markers are also visible to your teammates if you went into the shooting range as a group. The shooting range, as previously mentioned, can either be entered as a solo or with a group. If you join in with a group, you have 2 options. You can either choose to enter as a team, in which case team damage modifiers apply and you can see the outlines of your enemies. Or you can join as solo players, in which case it would resemble a regular PvP scenario with full team damage and no outlines. Going in as a team allows you to test out various mechanics in the game and explore the area together. The second option is, in my opinion, particularly interesting, as it will allow you to have a good old standoff against other players. Once the player is killed, they can choose between respawning where they died, similar to a regular revive, or respawn in a random location in the area. Both options share a 3-second respawn timer, and the options are the same whether you load in alone or with the team. The option to respawn at a random location I imagine would be great for those times when you want to practice PvP with your friends or challenge someone to a standoff. I will definitely be using this to host various tournaments on my livestream. That pretty much covers everything you need to know about the upcoming shooting range. Like I mentioned, it is currently live on test servers, so make sure you give it a try and let me know what you think in the comments below. On a final note, it is worth mentioning that no stats are tracked in the shooting range. This means that you're free to mess around all you want with no consequences to your personal MMR, KD, or other useless numbers. If I upset anyone with that statement, so be it. I suppose all I can say is 1v1 me, bro. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you would like to see more content of this type, let me know in the comments below. I stream live on Twitch 3 to 5 days per week. If you want to support the channel further, there's a Patreon page, and you can find my schedule in the Discord channel. I'll leave all of my links in the description. Thank you so much for watching.